What's up, everyone? Two mostly bald guys here. Yeah, it's been a while since we've done a video, but well, we got some new vehicles and they don't have any problems. So I'm digging right now for something to do, and I don't have AC in my truck. So the AC compressor is bad, so we're going to show you how to replace that. And let's go ahead and get to it. So if you're unaware, I have a 96 F150. There's my AC compressor. The belt is not hooked up and the compressor is not plugged in. But it's hot here in Kansas City. So first things first, I do not have the machine. I don't know anybody with the machine. So you take it to your local shop. You pay for their service to evacuate the system. It's very important. Get all the Freon out of the system, and that way when you disconnect lines, all that harmful stuff isn't going in the air. Once your system is evacuated, all you do is take this tube off. All you need to do is take this portion off here, and you can do it one of two ways. You can undo the box and then clip this. I'm just gonna undo it here and here. Got my trusty Makita. And yeah, it's 5/16 on that hose clamp. So I'm just gonna zip those off, pull this tube out of my way. And then for your AC compressor, there is the two lines that go to your AC compressor. There and there. It's going to be easier to do it with that off. So there's 4 bolts, that one, that one, that one, and that one. So we'll remove those 4 bolts and the AC compressor will come off. It'll make it easier access to get to those lines. And then we'll see what we got there. Oh, and you're also going to have this plug here. So you'll unplug that, this one. But yeah, we'll go ahead and get that off. Got that tube off there. Got those 2 top bolts loose. Get these bottom ones. I'll put a link in the description below for this Makita. This thing's awesome. So after you get those 4 bolts out, focus, there we go. Then that leaves you, and you've disconnected the electrical connection there, and then of course the one by your clutch. Get the bolts out. All you got is that bolt there. You'll remove it, and more than likely there's going to be a seal of some sort. So whether it's crush rings or rubber O-rings, which is what I'm probably guessing is back there. You'll remove this. Try not to get it all dirty and get a bunch of stuff in there. And then you'll bolt it onto your new compressor and then bolt it back into place. I have more stuff I'm going to do, and I'm making separate videos for it, so this isn't a long drawn out video. But that is how you will replace your AC compressor. Be sure to watch out for our next video, and I'll actually go in and put this compressor back, but I just wanted to make it short and sweet, and I don't want to disconnect this till I get the rest of my parts in. Okay, now that the AC compressor is unbolted from there, I'll put the new AC compressor and bolt it up to this line here. Now, I'm going to do it, sorry about the video being in different spots, but I'm making it simple, making a couple different videos for this. I'm literally replacing everything in this AC system. So, the line I'm going to be bolting up will be brand new. And you got to put new seals on the AC compressor, which I will show you, and then we'll bolt that line up to the new AC compressor while it's free, and then bolt it back up there and put the 4 bolts back in, and then we'll worry about the belt. Okay, all you need to do to replace the AC condenser is there's this bolt right there, which I've already removed, and this bolt right here, which I've already removed. You're going to take those 2 out, then your radiator will fall forward. I've already removed that little rubber piece that goes along here before then. Push that forward. That gives you your gap. Then you see, like, where'd it go? Oh, dead bird. Anyways, so there's your AC condenser back there. Well, it's down there. And you need to take your grill off, which is this bolt. Well, these 4 bolts there. And then there's a bolt in here. And then your grill comes off. There's your AC condenser. The bolts for your AC condenser, mine is above the dead bird. Right there. And flip it around over here. This one right here. And then, okay, and then on the bottom, you've got that bolt. And there's another one just like it. I can get my shadow out of the way. Right there. All you got to do on those is loosen them up so you can slide it off. They've got the little slots in them so you can slide it out. You might have to take them all the way out so that you get enough room to kick your condenser this way and then out when you pull it up through the top. After you got those 2 bolts out, and you grab a hold of here, and it's probably going to fight you. And there is your AC condenser. As you can see, mine is not in the best of shape. And dead bird's gone too.
That's a bird.
So the videos are going to be in a part 1, 2, and 3. I don't know what part this is going to make it into. But another part is the receiver dryer. I think it has a different name. I don't know. There's another part that's inside the box there, but I'm not replacing it. I'm going to go ahead and remove that. And all I'm going to do is unplug that sensor. I'll leave that on for now, but when I get my new part, which parts are on order, when you see this, I'll have all my parts and be installing it. Unplug that. You have that line right there, which goes into the, I can't remember. If somebody can remember, name that part inside that box. Which looks similar to that one. My China wrench there. I think that's an 1 1/16 is what I'm using. It's probably not the right size, but it's close enough. I don't have a big enough wrench other than this one that fits it. I mean, it's a little bit of play, but it'll be alright. So I'm going to remove that line, and I'm replacing this line here as well, which it's called a, do you remember?
AC manifold. Hold on.
I'll figure it out and I'll let you know. But yeah, it's some kind of a manifold line. Yeah, it runs over there, and then it tees off at your compressor. It's the one that we did on the compressor where it bolts up with that block, and then from that block it goes to your condenser. So I'm replacing this line as well. So you gotta undo this, and well, I mean, actually you don't have to, since if you're replacing this line. If you're not replacing the line, then you'll have to undo this part here too. And it looks like it is a little bit bigger, so I'll have to get another wrench for that.
It is an AC manifold hose assembly.
There you go. That's what it's called. I'll make sure I get links in the description for everything that's here. For the 5 liter. 4.9 liter is a different line. I think the 5 liter and the 5.8, which is 302, the 5.8 is the 351. I believe they're the exact same AC line, manifold assembly. So remove that, and the other one that is right there. So I'll go ahead and do that and be back. Okay, so to remove your, I guess, receiver dryer, or whatever the actual name is that the parts store told me, you gotta undo this clamp that goes around it, which screws into there, and I believe it was 10 millimeter is what took that out. I got my line off. That's undone there. That goes into the box. And then this line is the one that routed up and through those two plastic pieces here. You just unclip them, and then you can pull that all out if you're replacing that. If not, just leave it in there. So I got that out. There's another bolt right there. It's actually easy to see from, well,
Boom, there it is.
Boom, there it is. That is an 11. And you undo that, bend this metal band right here out and around, and then you'll be able to remove that. It'll be ready for your new one. So I'm going to go ahead and yank this out. Okay, correction. That bottom metal band that goes around this is part of the unit, so we got to take that bolt out as well, and it's an 11 as well. So I'll get that out, and then that'll come off. So I'm pretty sure the new receiver dryer is not going to come with that sensor, so we're going to go ahead and take it off. Yes, it was just that loose, and he took it off without a wrench.
It's just plastic.
Oh, okay. So I'm assuming it's probably not supposed to be too terribly tight. It's got a little Schrader valve inside of the receiver dryer there, and that pushes it in. So, yeah. Still waiting on parts, of course, like I had already said. Pretty quick job. Probably be a part 1, part 2. Yeah, we'll get everything back in and we'll get started on putting it back together. Hopefully I'll have AC in this beast. Alright, now that we got the receiver dryer out, I already put it on. Replace your new O-ring there. And since R134A is expensive, and you're going to be filling the system, put thread tape on all your threads. That'll help seal the system, and that way your stuff don't leak out. Yeah, make sure to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and put thread tape on there, and that'll sit just like so, up against that spot I just pointed at in that band over there. don't forget to swap your sensor off here, and then plug that back in. But finally got the line in, so now I can start throwing it together. I've got to do that orifice tube. I had to go get new connectors because the quick disconnect tool that I had wasn't big enough. So we just picked up this set here, just from Harbor Freight. But it has, I believe it's a 5/8 that I need, and this kit has it. So I'll figure that out in a second. I dropped it. Another thing, Adam, did you bring in the new gauge set and
No, I did not.
pump? Oh, okay. Well, we've got a brand new R134A gauge set and vacuum pump, so that now we can do our own AC stuff. So we'll be able to suck this system down, hopefully get it down as low as we can in vacuum. I think the new thing gets it down to 72 microns. And then you want to get it down below 100, I believe, and then let it sit for 15 minutes.
To 30.
15 to 30 minutes, and
As long as it doesn't raise above 400.
500.
Oh, I thought it was 450.
500.
450 to 500?
Something like that.
I don't know. Look, we're not AC experts, so please look it up, double check us.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to get
And then-
filming you.
And then criticize below. That's fine. I don't care. We're helping average Joe. If you're a pro, I don't know why you're watching us. Yeah. So, yeah. Let's get started. I'm going to go ahead and try to separate that line so I can get the orifice tube out. So, it was a 5/8 on the quick disconnect. Once I got it to click in there, that came out. And then my orifice tube, it came out just like this. It was kind of wedged down in there. Kind of a pain in the butt to get out, if this thing will focus. I don't know if you can see that. Let me put something behind it, maybe it'll focus here. There we go. For a second. I don't know if you can see all those metal shavings and stuff. I'm guessing that's from the compressor crapping out. But yeah, it's pretty nasty. I've seen a lot worse than that. The reason why the top of the orifice tube there is all messed up is from me grabbing it with some needle nose to get it out. It was kind of wedged down in there farther than I'm used to seeing. But probably because it's probably plugged. It's hard to tell here, but you can see through it. Yeah, can't see in the camera. You can see through it, so stuff's still getting through, but yeah, we got a new one to put in there. So inserts like that, the white down, that's how it was, so I'm going to put it back. I haven't done AC on this truck before, so I'm just going to put it back how it was. So I'm pretty sure that's the correct direction. Alright, so as you can see, got the condenser bolted back up. It's not focusing, but there's that bracket over there. The line in place. I can put my radiator back and then use the bolts for it, put it back, and then I can start getting the line ready, thread taping, so I can thread it in there. Make sure whenever you thread tape that you don't put the thread tape on the inside so that that crap breaks free and then plugs up your orifice tube. So I'll show you that here in a second. Okay, if you'll notice, I put the thread tape on, but it's not on this Oops, sorry about the camera here. It's not on this outside surface here. That way none of this gets in the system. Because then that'll plug up stuff and then, well, you're not going to have AC. So just be careful on that. But I do recommend putting that on there so you don't have any leaks. Okay, so adding your oil. This compressor I bought only had 3 fluid ounces of oil in it. The system calls for 7 fluid ounces. So what I bought was PAG 46, which is what this truck requires. R134A. It's got UV dye in it, and it's the oil. So I needed to add 4 ounces, and I did that already. And I just dumped it into the pump, as you can see. You want to be pretty close to that. I mean, if you're a little bit over, it's okay. I mean, you don't want to be like over an ounce over. But, I mean, you want to be pretty close to the total 7 ounces is what this truck calls for. Make sure you double check your truck when you go to the parts store or whatever, what your truck requires. You know, if you've got an extended cab, it's going to be different because it's trying to cool more air, so your system's going to be different. But since I have a single cab, 7 ounces of fluid is what this required. It already had 3 in this pump. The little cap that was on the back here that plugged this, it had a sticker over it, and it basically told me there's only 3 fluid ounces in this compressor. So that's where I got that information from. The amount of ounces, I got it from the parts store. They said 7. So alright, I'm gonna go ahead and mount that line up to this before I mount the compressor, and then I'll mount the compressor and we'll get to, I'll show you sucking it down and everything like that. Okay, so after you've mounted your compressor, or sorry, the line to the compressor, which is just that one. Let me get a flashlight here. Okay, I got a flashlight now. So that bolt right there on the back of the compressor, you're mounting your manifold block. You've got that on. Then we left it undone, but how the line comes down here, and then your high side line runs into the condenser. We left that undone while we bolted it to the compressor, and then, you know, we did our thread tape, make sure you don't get it inside the line, so that way you're not plugging up your orifice tube and everything else. Once we got it bolted, we bolted the compressor up. Then we connected that line to the condenser. And now, also, if you did replace this line, you also have to transfer over your sensor there. Also, let's see what else. I'm trying to remember. On your receiver dryer, you transfer this sensor over. Got it all plugged in. Now everything's connected. Okay, so this is a day later. Sorry the video is kind of spotty. We took it and had it filled back up. You know, they evacuated the system and everything. But after you get your belt back on, if you need to know your pattern, usually it's up here, or here is mine. Screenshot that, or if you're on your computer, pause it or something. That's mine for, I have a 302. That's your belt pattern. I still have my AC information. There's that if you need that. This is a 96. We got the belt back on. Everything's good. I spilled a bunch of stuff on it and then took it to them. They filled it, and right now my AC is blowing ice cold. I'll have to get a thermometer, put in another video or something, show you guys. I don't have, it blows out of my defrost only, because I'm sure you guys have seen in this video that I've got several vacuum lines that are busted, so I can't switch between the vents. We are going to do a video on replacing all those vacuum lines so that I can get everything to switch. But as of right now, it's working great. Just make sure all your connections are tight. Those O-rings that you'll see on all your connections and fittings and everything like that, probably wouldn't be a bad idea, and actually I'm pretty sure you're supposed to put some of that oil, that PAG, well, PAG 46 for this truck, but you know, whatever vehicle you have, yours is gonna ask for probably something different. If you're on a truck like this, that's what it takes. Make sure, I don't know, put a few drops and lubricate those seals up. That'll help prevent any leaks as well. I didn't talk about it as we did it, and it was kind of hard to hold the camera and show you guys as we did it, but you should get the basic idea on how to do everything. If I develop a leak, the only part I did not replace, and correct me in the comments below if I'm wrong, is the evaporator core, which if that has a leak, then I will be replacing that, so I'll have to get it evacuated again and then replace that and fill it. If I have to do that, I'm going to look into getting a gauge set and a vacuum pump and doing it myself, other than I have to make sure you guys take it to a shop and have them evacuate the system. I mean, be environmentally friendly, and you know, that stuff's bad to breathe. So, but yeah, everything works great. If you have any questions, comment below. So, what are we gonna do?
Let's go buzz it around.
Let's see how cold she is.
Oh, there we go.
Well, kind of hard to see us.
Yeah.
See, that helps.
Oh, there we go. That helps a little bit.
Yeah, you can see me a little bit.
Oh.
Well, we're out driving, enjoying the cold AC. Decided to stop by the car wash, wash the truck up a little bit. Haven't been driving it for a while. Been hot. So now that you guys see, I'll drive it.
Yeah. All the parts that we're using and tools, I believe Blake will try to put what we can in the description.
I'll see what I can find somewhere.
I know not everything will be able to be listed. Maybe. We'll see, yeah. And then like, comment, subscribe.
And we'll see you guys next. Oh, actually, you know what? Again, sorry about not having any videos. Haven't had anything to work on.
Yeah.
That's why I decided to do the AC on this. Haven't always needed it with these OBS trucks. Those two wing windows, they do great. But oh, somebody behind us? Nope.
No.
Yeah. So make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you next time. As soon as we get something else to work on, everything's fixed. I think we're 100 and something videos deep. And yeah, trying to find stuff to work on.
Before we know, this truck will be brand new.
Yeah, body panel's next.
Yeah. So click that little dingy bell, and we'll see you next time.
See you guys.